Hello to you and welcome to Effective Living Series 2025. My name is Caleb Kuda. We are live on ChannelOne television and 97.3 City FM. This week, we are looking at resetting your personal economy, and today our conversation is on how you can plan your wealth. So we are looking at wealth planning. My guest is the indefatigable CEO of Dalex Finance, Joe Jackson. So in the next 10 minutes, Joe Jackson is going to give us an overview of his presentation. Thereafter, we'll sit with him and have a practical step-by-step way we can plan our wealth. Now, Effective Living Series 2025 is brought to you by Hallmark Cafe, delight in every sip and bite. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready for wealth planning, grab your pens, your notebooks, and I present to you Joe Jackson.
Maximizing my wealth potential. It's about making, managing, and multiplying wealth. You know, I love the picture on your screen now. The lady and the gentleman, they look loaded. They look good. You know, they reek of wealth. And my mission today is to create for you a pathway where this can be achieved. That's what I'm here today to do. You know, the saddest thing in this world is if you don't maximize your wealth potential. If you don't have wealth, you don't have financial security. That's sad, isn't it? If you don't have wealth, you don't have freedom and flexibility. If you don't have wealth, you are stressed. Listen, there's no amount of stress that can match being broke and being poor. Then the best part is that you can leave generational wealth. You know, I like to think about, if you don't have wealth, think about it. Sometimes you're staying in a bad place. You know the place is bad. You want to get out of that place. But guess what? Because you don't have wealth, and your landlord is prepared to just take the money yearly, maybe even quarterly, you are stuck in this place, because if you leave, you have to pay 2 years' rent. Wow. You're in a bad job, but you can't quit. You can't quit to do the job that you like and that you treasure, because when you quit, there's a period where you will not have a new job, or you'll be starting up. You are too broke even to quit your job. That's sad, isn't it? That's sad. And it's about your wealth potential. And it's about your ability to create wealth. For you as an individual to accumulate wealth over time, it's your financial well-being. It's your ability to generate income, grow assets, acquire assets, and achieve some long-term financial goals. Now, I come to my first thing that I want you to listen to carefully. You see, your income is not wealth. Why do I say that? You know, your income is payday. This is in January. A lot of us are waiting for the alert on the phone that says that there's some income that has come in there. But that's not wealth. Just your income. True wealth is different. True wealth, first of all, is an asset that in itself generates wealth. So if I have a car and I use the car for my private purposes, that car is not a wealth asset. If I have a car and I use the car to drive the car as an Uber or as a taxi or whatever purpose, then that car becomes wealth. You know, when you are wealthy, you have acquired wealth assets and they increase income. you have acquired wealth assets. And one other thing about a wealth asset is that even if it doesn't immediately increase your income, it allows you to hold the value. So if I buy a piece of land, it may not increase my land, but it's holding the value. In these days, sometimes if you happen to have some foreign currency, sometimes that foreign currency may hold your value better than the CD. It's holding value. It may not earn you an income, but it's a wealth asset because it's holding value well. But the problem with all wealth assets is that they involve risk, which means things can go wrong. If you buy a vehicle, the vehicle can get an accident as a taxi or an Uber. If you have a house, it can get burnt down. If you put your money in a financial institution and not the right kind, you can lose your money. But the most important thing to realize is that your income is not wealth. Wealth is an asset that generates income. Wealth is an asset that increases your income. Wealth is an asset that holds value. And wealth assets involve risk. How do I maximize my wealth potential? That's really the issue. And to maximize your wealth potential, one of the things you have to do is spend less. And I'll talk about it. You must spend less. You must plan and set goals. And you must really seek knowledge. And you must invest wisely. You see, number one, spend less. And this, what I'm going to show you, is the basic equation for financial literacy. It says that I earn money. That's my income. Now, income is everything that you put into that box. The gift you were given, the salary you earned, money that came from right or wrong sources, they're all thrown in there. Out of that money, you spend. And out of your spending, you save money. When you save money, the next part is that you can take some of that money you've saved and invest that money. Investment means I'm acquiring an asset that is a wealth building asset. That's all investment means. Investment just means I'm acquiring a wealth building asset. And you can only acquire that asset if you have some savings to take the money out and save. Right? The other thing is simply this. That because the wealth building asset involves risk, you want to take some insurance. And listen, the first wealth building asset you have is yourself. That's God-given. So long as you are born, you, a human being, are a wealth given. All of us have that. And when we go to school, we're trying to improve our wealth building potential. So acquiring a skill is investing in that, upgrading that human being. That is your first and wealth building asset. So one of the things I'll tell you is that if you don't have life insurance, get one. Get some life insurance. Because guess what? Your life is also at risk. So the most important thing is that you need more income, less spending, so that you can save more, invest more, and make more insurance. That is the basic equation that is responsible. I want to show you another couple. They look good, don't they? They look really good, and they understand something. They understand that your wealth is not a function of your income, but a function of your expenditure. Let me explain this. However much income you earn, you can spend all of it. So I'm the CEO of ELS Finance. I may earn a fat salary. But if I spend all my salary, I'm broke. And I may borrow from the cleaner, who may be receiving much less, but saving some so that he can invest in a tabletop business. That cleaner, who is saving some of his small money, has a pathway to wealth. Me, that I'm chopping all my money and have nothing left over and nothing invested have no pathway to wealth. You want to be wealthy? You want to remember, first of all, spend less. Plan and set goals. You got to plan and set goals for yourself. It's not going to happen by accident. You're going to be intentional about it. You have to seek knowledge. And the good thing is that if you're listening to this program today, you're seeking knowledge. And then you have to invest wisely. Invest wisely means buying the right wealth building assets. So there it is. I wish you all the best, and I wish that you will become wealthy.
My goodness, such a very compelling presentation by Joe Jackson. Now, for the benefit of those who are listening on radio, from the onset, you showed us a very lavish photo of a young couple who are on a private jet out on vacation.
That's it.
And then the second photograph is this couple probably on pension. They're going out relaxing and building, enjoying their lives.
They're enjoying the benefits of the wealth they built.
That's interesting. Now, you make us understand that with our income, we cannot expect to have wealth if we don't check our expenditure. I like that distinction. And then you also talk about wealth building assets.
Yes.
Here, I want us to go into that. In 2025, what are some of the things people can invest in or can acquire that are wealth building assets?
Well, a lot of it is obvious.
Right.
Remember when we're defining a wealth building asset, we said it either increases, it generates income.
Yes.
So a wealth building asset is anything that generates more income for you.
Right.
Or
it holds value.
It holds value. So a wealth building asset may not necessarily generate income, but hold value. So anything that you can acquire that will increase your income over time or hold the value is a wealth building asset. And I love the example of a car because all of us want to buy cars.
Yeah.
If you buy a car and you use it to go to work and come back and hang out, etc., forgive me, that car is not a wealth building asset.
It's a liability?
It's actually consuming your income. Does it add to your income? No. It takes money away from you. So, but if you bought that same vehicle and you use it for commercial purposes, then all of a sudden that same asset is a wealth building asset because it's generating income.
So if I'm able to do more rounds, even if I'm not doing ride hailing, but I'm able to leave work and go do some other side hustles, like we said, then that is an asset, a wealth creating asset.
If the vehicle
Yes.
enhances your ability to
Yes.
create wealth
Yes.
in a direct and positive way,
Right.
not in our imaginary way where you say, oh, at my level, I should drive a nice car, otherwise people won't see that no, that's not what we're talking
Okay,
about.
so not for the vanity of it, but for
It's
some
the vanity
usefulness.
part is the worst part. And so acquiring a wealth building asset simply means get an asset that generates income. Or holds value,
Right.
or increases your ability to generate income.
Right. You have said that there are risks involved in wealth creation, and I want us to look into that. For those who are risk averse and all, what should we? And you also said we should seek knowledge.
Yeah.
So give us some knowledge with respect to wealth portfolios and the risks involved, and what you would advise strongly should be maybe top 3 that we should be looking forward to in 2025.
Okay. Now, a lot of people say, I want to buy a piece of land.
Yeah.
That sounds fairly straightforward, isn't it? But buying a piece of land in this country, there's a risk. The biggest risk is the legal risk that you actually own the land
Yeah.
that you
Litigations.
bought, and litigation and land guards and,
Yeah.
and all the bits and pieces that go with it.
Yeah.
So you buy an asset, make sure that you have enforceable rights over that asset. What do I mean by enforceable rights? That you've done all the paperwork.
Right.
And it is legal. And it actually belongs to you. And for example, if you buy land, an indenture is not it. Until you've gone to the land title registry and registered it properly and received a certificate, it's not fully registered.
Right.
Some people, think about it, some people will even buy cars and not register it.
Or not change the ownership.
Or not change the ownership.
Or do enough due diligence to see if it's a stolen vehicle that's been imported.
Exactly. So that's the kind of risk you run.
Right.
If you invested in a financial instrument, let's say I'm investing in a company that says I will give you a return for your money, you want to go in and find out, are they really able to do what they say they can do?
What's their track record?
What's their track record?
Okay.
What are they using the money for?
Okay.
And if they can't explain it to you in simple terms, don't do it. And that's why I say seek knowledge, because don't just listen to the glib talk.
Right.
Otherwise, you end up in a case where your financial institution has collapsed. Your financial institution has
Folded up.
Or worse still, you go in there and they tell you you've lost some of your capital that you invested.
Back to market things.
You know it. So it's about making sure, to fix the risk, make sure everything is properly registered. Make sure you understand the investment that you are making. Even if you are investing in a business itself, make sure you understand the business.
Right.
Why would people come to you? You want to create a job selling wache. That sounds fantastic. But there are 3 wache sellers within your neighborhood. Why would people come to you? And what is the risk that you cook some wache and not be able to sell it and it will go bad in your hands?
So the thoughts of some people is that, look, these pieces of nuggets you're sharing should be for people who are earning maybe way less, because he's a board member, board chairman for about 3 institutions put together. He earns about 70,000 cedis a month. So this should be for the up and coming. After this break, we'll come to Joe Jackson to find out if your money, I mean the volume of earnings or income you make a month, should safeguard you from thinking about wealth. So is this just for people who are earning little, who want to build wealth, or those who are earning so much more can decide not to take these seriously? After this break.
This is your chance to be served by a robot at Accra's premier destination for fine dining, Hallmark Cafe, located in Jowolu, just after the Allied filling station. It's the perfect spot for delectable pastries, desserts, hot and cold beverages, as well as a variety of continental and local dishes to satisfy your cravings. Enjoy convenient staff lunch services, expert kitchen management, and outdoor event hosting. Here, simply press a button and your waitress will be at your table in no time. Visit Hallmark Cafe today and experience the future of fine dining. Call us now at 053-7344-095 to make your reservation. Hallmark Cafe. Delight in every sip and bite.
Welcome back from that break. This is Effective Living Series. We are looking at maximizing your wealth potential, and we are having a conversation with Joe Jackson, CEO, ELS Finance. And so, Joe, we are looking at wealth creation. Does the level of my income matter in terms of planning wealth?
I'm smiling. You know why I'm smiling?
Tell me.
Listen, whatever the level of your wealth, right?
Or income.
Whatever the level of your income. Remember, we defined income and we defined wealth.
Yes.
Whatever the level of your income, you can spend so that you have nothing saved. And if you have nothing saved, you can't invest.
Right.
And if you can't invest,
you can't create wealth.
You can't create wealth. And you're going to wake up one day and you will be poor. Because we don't earn income from our bodies forever.
Right.
See, that's a very important point. You cannot earn income from this body of ours forever.
Is that why a lot of footballers hit their peak and then when they're off, then they're broke?
Because
People in the
at the
talent
time
industry.
when they were earning the income, and they were earning, some of our footballers we know have earned as much as $200-300, $3,000 a week.
Yeah.
But you can spend that money. Listen, if you earn 500 cedis and you cannot save, you will wake up one day, you are earning 5,000 cedis and you will spend all of it. You wake up one day and you're earning 50,000 cedis and you can spend all of it.
So you also say that we need to acquire insurance because there is risk in the process of creating wealth.
Yeah.
Tell us about the insurance.
Let's start off with our own selves,
Yeah.
which is the first wealth building asset everybody has. This wealth building asset is your body.
True.
Is your intellect. So you got to enhance its own potential
Right.
to acquire wealth,
Right.
which is increase income and consume less.
Right.
What do? If you're a footballer, you got to realize that one day you may get injured. So you got to take out some insurance on your legs. As simple as that. On getting injured. If you are injured today, or God forbid, something happens to you, and you are not as mobile as you are, that you might not be able to do the work you do.
Right.
We've got people who are as young as in their 30s, 40s, who get a stroke
Yeah.
and are unable to work for some time. The worst part is that you may actually, God forbid, get to a point where you can't earn any income, and the people who depend on you, your children, your parents, and whatever extended family, etc., you've left them bereft. So you take insurance so that should something happen to you, there will be something that they will receive.
Right.
Because you are not able to do what you should do anymore.
I love this. So we are going to take our income, we will spend less, we will save, we will invest our savings, we will put that saving in an investment instrument. By that way, or acquire wealth creating assets. And then because there is risk involved in the wealth creation process, we need to insure our wealth creating assets, which includes our very bodies too.
Yes.
So that in that way we safeguard ourselves or mitigate the risks.
Yes. I'll give you an example. Because you are a wealth building asset in your body, in yourself, if you go to school to acquire, say, a master's degree, all things being equal, you are enhancing your ability to what?
Acquire more income.
Acquire more income.
Right.
So you are investing in yourself. You are investing in a wealth building asset.
Right.
The same way somebody may invest in an financial instrument or invest in a business.
Joe, in our last conversation, the very first, you talked about not just saving, but people should look at fixed deposits.
Yes.
And then also people should observe the market a bit more before they buy some of these financial instruments, because there's a new government, of course, then the confidence in the sector is also what it is now. I called my bankers. And I asked them to, get me a fixed deposit, something. And they said, Caleb, are you sure? Because the interest is very low. So I said, when I see you again, I'll ask you.
Caleb, unfortunately, I suspect that the people you talk to are being a bit disingenuous.
Is that so?
There's almost no way a fixed deposit will be a lower interest rate than a savings account.
Oh, for that, they confirmed that. But
Yes.
they suggested treasury bills over fixed deposits.
That's fine. Treasury bills come with a certain level of risk and interest rate. Remember, the higher the rate,
the more the risk.
Aha! So the level of our treasury bills now should give you an indication of the risk they carry.
Oh, they didn't say that.
Because think about it. Why would, if treasury bills were as riskless, why would the bank offer you lower than treasury bill rate?
Right.
Even in me as a finance house, if you brought me money, however you less than treasury bill rate. That should tell you that in the market, in our minds, treasury bill rates carry a little bit more risk today.
Finally, it means that the source of knowledge we acquire is also very important. As you ask us to seek knowledge, it means that we need to be diligent with who we are even asking for what from.
And cross-reference, cross-check. Don't take anybody's word as gospel. If somebody says A, get a second opinion.
Right.
Read about it yourself. And use the tools you have. You have the internet. You have all these online resources that we all have. You have word of mouth. You have friends who are knowledgeable or a lot more knowledgeable than you are. Use all those tools. People are happy to share information about the experience that they've had. For example, don't invest in a financial institution without talking to other people who have invested and asking them about the experience.
Okay. Finally, Joe, on this particular one, we've heard about investments that create wealth while you sleep. They say, oh, when you do A, B, C, D, this one need to be creating, it will be giving birth to babies and you'll be making more money. What are some of these things that you can share with us before you give us your final words also?
Rule number 1.
Yes.
If it is too good to be true, it is too good to be true.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Right.
My first question is that ask yourself that if this opportunity was as fantastic as they claim, why are you the only one who somebody comes to you, Charlie, this one, dear Caleb,
don't tell anybody.
it's because don't tell it. What's all this?
Right.
Anything done in darkness and anything that is because I know you, don't touch it.
Okay.
Go for things in the open that you can cross-check. Anything that sounds otherwise, if all these opportunities were, we should shut down some of our institutions and take our money and go and give it to them for them to double it for us.
Finally, if I am betting, I do soccer bet and all those things, is that an investment? I mean, I'm asking this on behalf of some of the men behind the cameras.
Oh, Caleb, you should give me another 2 hours for this one.
Is this a good investment?
You are not an investor. Okay. Read my lips.
Okay.
Because we have to be a little bit more circumspect.
Right.
I won't call you some of the names I would call you.
Okay.
When you place 100 CD bet, do you know what you're doing?
Tell me.
You're giving 20 CDs to the government. Bum, they take it, they put it in their pocket. You give 40 CDs to the betting company for their profits and their business and everything.
Maybe I'll get 1,000.
Hold on.
Okay.
Then you put 40 CDs into a pot to pay out winnings. And of course, this is very rough, but it gives you a good idea. When they say they're giving you odds, do you know what they're doing? They are placing they are adjusting the odds so that nobody can win more than the 40 CDs in the pot.
I see.
So if yesterday Chelsea played Bournemouth, and there were so many people betting that Chelsea would win, guess what? The odds for Chelsea will be low.
Joe Jackson, a lot of people will be happy if I end the conversation now. So thank you.
Thank you very much. But please, you are not an investor.
I'm grateful. That was the CEO of Dalex Finance, Joe Jackson. We've been reflecting on wealth planning and how you can maximize your wealth creation potential. I hope that was good for you. I see you at the end of the year where you have doubled your wealth. Possibly I would have done same too. Thank you for listening and watching. My name is Caleb Kuda.